Oh, the day has finally come. The long awaited modification to the H10 Optic. Four-wheel steer. I'm not four-wheel steer yet though, but I will be soon. So today I'm gonna go run around the horn and we're gonna see if four-wheel steer is truly an upgrade. Or is it just a modification? Now, something that is awesome that I'm gonna show you how I did it when I installed a rear steer is, check this out. Kind of a bummer. We got twofold things happening. If you are an optic connoisseur, you'll be like, yo, Zach, what's this ugly steering rod doing right there? And I would be like, yeah, I know, it's kind of a bummer because it takes away from the hydraulic look, but look at how low that servo is. Typically the servo is like way up here, but this is a modification you can do to the mount that one of the locals showed me when I was buying my new axle housing from him. He showed me that modification, and so I did it. I think it's worth it to get the center of gravity a little bit lower, but okay, without further ado, let's go hit some trails. All right, so I don't like hand picking obstacles very much when doing comparisons, because I kind of like to see in every aspect of the sense, is what modification I did, is it an upgrade or is it not an upgrade? So right here, four-wheel steer is going to come in handy when navigating boulders. So if you have a lot of, whoa, I don't know why it just kicked off the wall so much. So if you have a lot of boulders that you crawl, four-wheel steer will be nice for that, because then you can put your tires exactly where you want them. Right now I'm getting my butt kicked. I know this is possible, but I'm gonna save us the trouble, because I've got a lot of obstacles to hit, and this is probably gonna be a long video. But okay, so V-notches. Having rear steer in a V-notch is phenomenal. That's always gonna be true. The one thing that's going to be interesting that I'm hoping to note in this journey is how much is all that rear weight going to affect the crawling. And that's something that you can't really tell on just a single obstacle. So let's hit this with a little bump. Nice, that was great. That was really good. Crawlers are hooking up nicely. Look at this traction on that rear. Okay, all in all, that obstacle was not too bad, but it'll be easier with rear steer. All right, so now we got a good uphill climb right here with a sharp, what in the fish sticks? What's that crap? I got like plant guts on my hood. That's kind of gross. Okay, so now we're making a sharp left turn. Rear steer would come in handy right here. And I've missed it with the rear. You can see I'm hitting. So we gotta take it back up here. Try and swing wide, but I've got to watch out for this ledge up top. Power through. Okay, nice, we got it. Now again, rear steer is gonna be nice doing a crab walk across this. Problem is, if I go up too high, it's gonna be harder to transition down. Gonna catch this ledge. Nice, the optic's staying nice and planted there. Do a little servo wiggle to get that to settle. Great job, wow. That was clean. Okay, I should have kept coming uphill. So let's just readjust here. Okay. Here we go. So with this situation, downhill, if I don't adjust my weight bias with more brass up front to compensate for the rear steer, my truck would be more planted in this situation. Get my foot in catch position, nice, okay. I don't know if the Optic is capable of this, so we will find out together. I may have a bit more choppiness to this video as I'm trying to shorten the length, because this is such a fun, I'm like really excited about this video, so hopefully you enjoy seeing a direct comparison here. Floating that front, okay, getting that to settle. Right now the Optic is doing fantastic. I'm gonna see if I need to lose traction right here. That's really gonna help me out if that rear would break free. But these crawlers and squid inserts are doing a good job of holding traction. Take a slight back up here. No, the backup is not a good idea because I have so much overdrive in this truck that it really pushes the rears. Oh, that's funny. I put my foot out there so I felt more comfortable, and then I was able to just get that. Nice. So far, ooh, that was so smooth. Wow. So far, I'm only really seeing that rear steer is going to help me. It's honestly what makes the Capra such a popular pick, is because rear steer is quite helpful. But it may not be right for your truck. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't think I've ever crawled that as smooth with any truck I've had, including my Poised and my Reaper. Wow. This is all straight axle. So in theory, that's why I say in theory, this is gonna be a good test. In theory, once I four-wheel steer this, it's gonna be crazy. All right, this section is the last bit of obstacles. This is some technical downhilling. So rear steer in this situation is going to help with adjustments. For example, nice. For example, right here, I would love to turn my rears the other way a little bit. Oh man, you guys. This truck just performs so well right now. Do I even want to change it? That's the question. That's the question I gotta ask myself. So far, man, we are just making this look easy. And this is not an easy trail. It's really not. We gotta lock in that dig just to give me some brakes as I'm sliding down this, because I'm gonna hit the belly and just slide. Oh, my brakes are holding me a little too good almost. Oh, yeah. Ah! Oh, I helped it. I helped it right there, you guys. I didn't realize that was gonna happen. Hopefully that wind isn't too annoying via camera and sound. Nice. Because the wind and the clouds feel amazing to me. Okay, that's it. That was the last obstacle. Now let's go ahead and get some four-wheel steer built into this and come back. Dude, check this thing out. Complete axle, gears and everything. Full metal. Like, that's pretty clean. Let's see how well it installs. Man, do your guys' tables just turn into chaos during a build? Because mine sure do. All right, we've got it. We've got it installed. So, snagging my little fancy light there. Okay, so there you have it. This is that metal axle. Everything fit really nicely. The only thing that was kind of a struggle was slotting. I don't know if it was this or maybe it was here. This was a little tight getting that in there, but otherwise everything went on perfectly. The brass that I had on these axles swapped over nice and easy to these. All in all, dude, these were like $130 for a metal axle housing full with all of the gears and everything. And that was like really smooth. Like so much cheaper than buying a Vanquish one. Like the Vanquish for a plastic housing is like $140, $150. No, $140. It's like $139.99. This was $130 shipped, taxes, everything. So you gotta appreciate knockoffs for that. Okay, so you see how I got the servo mounted. This one I actually didn't have to do any modifications to get it that way. Now here's what's interesting to me. So people say that you had to add these larger rod ends, okay, these guys, onto the upper links to get it to work. And it does straighten this out more, but let's see. I guess it sits better when it's not drooped out. Yeah, that's better. I didn't do pictures or videos or anything, so I'll kind of just show you this right here. Okay, you can see I've got this all shaved down so that I can, so that you can flip this upside down. Now, unfortunately, with this fresh new cable, it just smashes the crud out of that thing because it has to be like perfectly flat. You can see this one. I was able to just kind of squeeze those wires in. So unfortunately, wasn't able to flip that servo. But, okay, anyways, I removed this guy because it has clearance issues. It like hits right here. You could probably cut this out and it would work, but I just took it all out. I left this guy in. That's kind of cool looking. What I'd really like to get my hands on is one of those little 3D printed engines that sit right here. That would be sick. I feel like that would really kind of complete this build and make it look good, but there you have it. We've got rear steer. Let's hit the trail. We've made it. We've made it to the rocks. Whoa, I think these axles steer more. I don't remember ever shoving my tire into the bumper like that. But okay, we got rear steer. Let's see if we can put it to good use. But you can see right there, I can use it to settle down that front end. It's been a minute since I've driven with rear steer. But yeah, look at how easy it makes navigating that. So something I'm learning is that I should probably have a BEC, because I have 4 servos plugged into this thing. So right now my servos are kind of weak. But you can see right there I was offline. Use my rear steer to straighten it out. Okay, this is a little bumper. Let's see the bump. Nice. The tricky thing about rear steer is you don't want to use it unnecessarily. Hey, I did not get that tippy before. So I did lose 2% forward weight bias, which I think is what we're kind of experiencing the effects of right there. Okay, got her done. Okay. Now let's make our way up and around the bend. Last time we had to hit it a couple times. Okay, but that one with that rear steer, able to make that not a big deal. Now this is where I was talking about how it'd be nice to be able to crab walk. See how I'm just walking those rears along the ledge? Oh, I lost power to the servo there. Oh jeez, that's the servo glitch. Probably because I should have a BEC. If I turn downhill, it makes it worse. Alright, let's reset. Okay, let's maybe... So what I was saying is sometimes with rear steer, you can overthink. You can overthink it, and then it ends up making things worse because you're just doing too much. You know what I mean? You're trying too hard. You're using a rear steer when you don't need it, and you're not being patient. So let's try and just be patient here. Okay, so I was using that front wiggle to break traction on the rear so that hopefully I can get my rears under me a little more. So right now we are really high up on that wall. Let's see if it will play nice. Okay, we got it. We're not out of the weeds though. There we go, we settled. Okay. Now we're gonna get this drop. Use our rear to get us out of harm's way, maybe. Be nice to settle. Getting into catch position here. Okay, nice. Let's see if I can just drive downhill a little bit with these rears, which help keep us out of the side hill. Tommy Wing doing a great job of keeping us steady here. I hope my servo doesn't have the juice it needs. You see it's slowly shifting, but I turned my rear a while ago. And tippy with that steady throttle. Nice, nice. Okay, this is a super vertical climb, so our 2% loss in forward weight bias may hurt us right here. I don't want to be too greedy with my steering on this front end. Nice, got it. Okay. This is another beautiful day. Clouds in the sky. Like, I would say we dang near have the exact same temperatures we did when I crawled last time, which is awesome because it's been over a week between when I filmed the first part of this video rather. Okay, right here I'm struggling for traction, and I think it's that forward weight that's causing us headache. There we go. Ooh. Okay, let's see if I can course correct here. So I'm going to turn into the ledge, which is going to help me climb up. There we go. Okay, so that rear steer got us out of trouble. We had fallen down in that crack, but I was able to self-correct there. And also on that, did you see how my front end was floating? Using rear steer, I was able to settle that driver front. And then I'm just gonna smoothly navigate my rear through this the same way I did the fronts. Lean into that climb, get the pull early. Nice. Alright, so for the sake of time on this video, because I'm already running long, if you're still here, I appreciate you. This is a fun little experiment for me. This is my third attempt on this. The other two times, I rolled it. Okay. So I've got dig engaged right now just to keep the back from pivoting over. Nice. Always keep that finger away from the trigger when you're crawling around, or you're gonna send your truck off a cliff. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad. We're just gonna come right on downtown. Okay, so right now I'm kind of offline, so I'm going to use my rears to hopefully steer me into a better descent angle. I'm going to lock in rear dig, and it's a little aggressive. I was actually able to just use my rear steer to get me off of that notch. So I'm going to be able to drive this thing down the rest of the way with that rear dig engaged to basically act as a brake as I'm coming down this thing. Oh, maybe not. Dude, if I disengage this, I think it's, oh, good, it did it nicely. Boom, there you have it. And just so you guys know, I don't know if you can see this. Here. This is how I drive. Hold the camera, and I drive like this. Kind of fun. All right, there you have it. Let me know in the comments, did rear steer make this job easier? Or did it actually overcomplicate it and make it more difficult? Thanks for watching.